Hayes Chapter for the Skill, bringing you the black section of Booster 03 Advent of the 5 Dragon Emperors for ZX. Now, of course, it looks kind of blue here because of the coloring, but this is definitely the black. It's purple, but it's black enough. So first off, we have another Voidbringer. Of course, every color starts with a Voidbringer. This one's for Predator. It's not very exciting. Although I think there's a card that gave all Predators a global effect. So I'll keep this in a tab just to confirm that later. So the next card we have is a Predator 3 cost 5k vanilla. And oh, I have a picture of it. It looks like this. It's like a 3-headed cobra thing. It looks pretty cool actually. So I mean, that's pretty nice. This is a random card. It's a Nosferatu heal life recovery. It's not very important. Nosferatu doesn't really have any support anyways. So Revenant Twilight Ash. Continuous. If you have 10 more cards in your trash, this card gains plus 10k, plus 1k. Now this card's really good. Just because it's a 5.5 3-cost ignition for most of the time. I mean, 5 costs in your trash really isn't too hard. 10 cards in your trash really isn't too hard. I might use this. Probably won't because I'm playing a Diablo stack for black, so I probably won't have the space to run Nosferatus. But definitely a very solid card. Probably could run it in anything, even though it's not. Even though like it has a race specific thing, like it's a specific race, so it doesn't really matter really. It's just a really solid card. So good card. Wandering Skeleton Bone Ship. Start card, not much to say. It's a Nosferatu. 4 costs, 6.5k. Vanilla, it's not very important. More vanilla. Oh wait, no, this is an Evil Seed. 4 cost, 5k power. Now this is the shitty stats of a bad Evil Seed, but let's see what it does. Choose a ZX with 3 cost or less in your trash. Return it to your hand. That's pretty bad. I mean, the only thing you get to return with this is like a Voidbringer or basically a 3 cost 5k vanilla, which isn't very good because, you know, it's just not. There's much better things you can use. Like hell, this card. Well, actually, it'll be up in a bit, I think. Yeah, this card, the Demon Princess of Moonlight Queen Kaguya. Of course, it's a bit bright actually. It's weird. It's a bit bright. No, that doesn't work. This card is an Evil Seed, 5 cost, 6.5k. Stats are pretty bad, but it's a Diablo trait and it looks nice, so I can forgive it. Evil Seed, select one of your opponent's ZX with 3 costs or less in a normal square and destroy it. That's a pretty good. I mean, it's a lot better than the other one, but I'm gonna go right back to that card. Well, actually, too late now. Yeah, this card is not very good. So moving on, Ominous Traveler Raysender. Okay, 4 cost, 2k. Oh, it's this card, yeah. Whenever your Predator destroys an opponent's ZX by battle, select your opponent's ZX with cost 5 or less in a normal square and destroy it. Now this card is pretty good. This card is legit a good card. 4 cost 2k means it'll die to basically anything. Hell, it'll even die to Himiko burning it for 2k. But yeah, if anything, if any one of your Predator traits kills a card, you get a free +1. I think that's a really good effect. So and 5 costs or less, that's really generous. If it was like 3 costs or less, it'd suck because like whatever, you probably just attack it anyways. But if it's 5 costs or less, there's a lot of good 5 cost cards like Gekako. Gekako's a good 5 cost card. What else is a good 5 cost card? Lunatics is a pretty good 5 cost card, but it doesn't really do much, so you could just kill it with anything. So basically, a lot of things die to this card. So I like this card. It's very good. I'm glad. It's good to see that black is getting some nice cards, so we don't have to splash black in something else in order to have a decent deck. Demon of Tacturn Tactus. If you have Stronghorn Hercules, I think this is a green. When you have this in your resource and you have 5 or more cards in your resource and you have Stronghorn Hercules, put the top card of your deck into your charge. Now that's a pretty shitty effect. Now what does this card do? This card is just a piece of shit. It is so weak. This card is too weak. So anyways, when this card is put into resource and you have the attack turn and resource and you put some north square as sleep. Okay, so if you have tack turn in your resource, technically you could play this. Yeah, you could play this card turn 2. So I guess in a sense it's fair. that is so weak. But overall, it's just not worth running. Basically, if you start with Tacturn and you put this card into your mana, you start the game with 2 mana in this card. So whoop-de-fucking-do. It's not very good. 6.5k, sure, they'll have to like do something to deal with it. But then like whatever, right? It doesn't really help too much. In fact, and it's a very situational effect. But overall, this card is meh. It's not very good for a combo card. Headless Tank Dullahan. I love that word, Dullahan. When no Nosferatu destroys an opponent's deck for battle, to top 2 cards of your deck into trash. So it mills yourself. I don't think it's very good, because decking out in this game is very punishing, since you don't... Oh crap, I forgot to talk about deck refreshing in the video. I'm so bad, but whatever, I'm sure you guys would know. Yeah, I'm sure you guys will go look for it. Anyways, so Headless Tank Dullahan, I don't like it. I don't think milling yourself is very useful. I guess this promotes Evil Seeds, but whatever, the Evil Seeds aren't that great. So snipping. Now this card is, I like this card because it's a crazy doll with scissors, and clearly she just cut someone's neck right off. So, if your opponent's hand is not 2 or less, this card gains plus 1k power. So it's a 5-cost 8.5 when your opponent has 2 or more cards in his hand. If your opponent's hand is not 2 or less, yeah. So wait, so it has to be 3 or more, right? Not 2 or less, yeah. So 3 or more cards in the hand. This card's 5-cost 8.5. This card's very good. The effect's not very situational. Considering they draw 2 cards a turn, it's really hard to run out of cards until a really late game, and then this card becomes semi-obsolete. But even then, it's a 7.5k. So, it's pretty good. I get tired. Sorry, guys. It's another combo card with another random dude. It's with the white card. It's not very good. This card. So yeah, moving on. I think the resource combo cards aren't very good because of how you need to splash color. But some of them are actually very worth it. Like the one that lets you draw a card is really worth it. I think like mana draw a card, that's really good. But yeah. Demon of Dual Monomachia. Evil Seed. When this... Oh, I read this before. Evil Seed. When this card is sent from deck to trash, resolve the following effect. You may pay 6 black. If you do, put this card into a square without any ZX other than your opponent's player square as reboot. So basically, when you mill this card, you get to play it. Yeah, that's what it does. When you mill it, you get to play it for its cost. So it's kind of like you played it from your hand, but you played it from your graveyard, basically, when you mill it. So, I mean, it's okay, but I don't think it's very good. Because, I mean, it's 6-cost 8.5. I know a lot of 6-cost 8.5s that are really good. And sometimes they're even stronger. Kick Away Break Striker. It's a vanilla. No, wait, no, it's not. When this card appears and you have 20 more cards in your trash pool, then it'll happen. Select a ZX on normal square and destroy it. Bad card. Moving on. Very good card. 7 Deadly Sins, Demon of Lust, Luxuria. This card is really good. Alright, now, I'm sure a lot of you people are saying, you know, if I played this card with, what's her face, Lucifer, then I can deal 2 damage easily. But that's kind of situational, really. It is pretty situational. But, I mean, like, it's not situational in the sense that it'll never happen. It's just like you're wasting perfectly good talent. This card, I would say it's best to combo with this guy, Demon of Vengeance Utio, because since when you play her, you can send 2 cards from your trash to your charge, you can add him, like 2 of this, back to your charge, and then you can use his effect to salvage any ZX from your graveyard back to your hand. So basically you can take this card back when it dies, or it goes in your charge, you use it as charge fodder, and then you use this card to salvage her, and then you play her again, and then you bring the 2 back, and you just have an like infinite engine of card advantage. So it's pretty good. But of course it costs mana. It costs 6 mana to play her and 2 mana to play him. Use his effect. So yeah, it's not broken or anything. It's a 5.5 for God's sakes. But I mean, it looks very nice. I hope I pull a shiny one of this. Hee. Next one is Rune Jail Dragon Destiny Vein. Now that is the coolest name I've seen in a while. It doesn't make any sense, which makes it even better. Okay, this card is pretty good. Activate, discard one card from your hand to select any amount of ZX with 3 costs or less in normal square and destroy them. There's a lot of uses for this card. Just gonna straight up and say it. First of all, the reason why this card is so good is because you can play it at the time you have 7 mana, and it's basically safe from any ignition card as long as you have 1 card in your hand to discard. They play a card, destroy it. They play a card, destroy it. They play a card, destroy it. Now the second use of this is that if you are sieging your opponent and you have like 3 weak ZX, say you have 3 like a Voidbringer and two Voidbringers and a 5k, okay, and then you go, okay, they have a 10k, so you go Voidbringer, and then your 10 and your 5k, and they're like, sure. Then you use Rune Jailed Dragon's effect to ditch a card, select any amount of ZX with 3 or cost less, and destroy them. Destroy all of your own guys, so you can open room for new cards you can play down to attack directly. Now this card has a lot of uses. I'm sure people have thought of that, and if they haven't, well, I'm glad I'm the first. But that is a very good thing to do. If you have a weak card and you attack, and then like suddenly like their front row is full of tapped cards, like okay, whatever, you can just use this card to kill all of your cards and then use them again. And especially since black uses the charge zone for all of it, like a lot of the good effects, that's not even really a downside. In fact, you can probably just go like, use the effect, kill your guys, then use the dog's effect, kill something else, attack, kill stuff. Because none of this costs mana, so that's why it's so good. Definitely going to run 4 of this card in my deck, if I get 4 at least. Hope I do, and I definitely will be running as many as I can. This card is very good. Probably one of the stronger dragons, actually. So, moving on. Midnight Emperor. It's pretty decent. 2 to cast black event. Select a card with 6 cost or more. More is important here. More. And normal square and destroy it. Now, people are saying that this card is really good. It's really broken for some reason. Because 6 costs or higher are kind of hard to come by. 6 costs or higher are basically boss cards. But most boss cards pay for themselves when they come into play. So it doesn't really matter. For example, like... Actually, no, actually. Most of them don't. Now that I think about it, Few is like the only one who does that. Huh. Well, like... Those are bad cards anyways. So, most of the time, if you're playing a deck that has too many cards that doesn't pay for itself when it comes into play, you just get blown up by removal, and then they play 1 card that gives them a +1, and then you're kind of behind now. So, yeah. Midnight Emperor is a pretty good card. I wouldn't play it because it's just not as good as something like Midnight Funeral Fang. Double the mana, but the flexibility of killing anything is very important, so I'd rather play that. Disaster Blade. If you have 25 or more Nosferatu in your trash, select a ZX in your normal square, destroy it. After it is destroyed, return all Nosferatu in your trash to your deck and shuffle it. Now that was really lame. Let me reread that. No square, destroy. Okay, so basically this card is a 3 cast Moonlight Funeral Fang. Except the condition is that you have to have 25 or more Nosferatu in your trash. Then you need to shuffle them all back in your deck. That is bad card. That is a bad card. First of all, 25 or more Nosferatu. Your whole deck needs to be Nosferatu. And then it might not even happen. You know how hard is it to actually have 20 cards in your graveyard? It's hard. Alright, it's hard. Alright, moving on. Next of my favorites, the Abyss. This card is very good. Very, very good. Choose 1 non-black creature. This line basically says non-black creature, and destroy it. Afterward, put this card into your charge. This card is amazing. First of all, it kills something for free. Like, you play it, you kill something, and then it goes into your charge, which means you can use that to go kill something else. Now, this card is a good card. I am upset it's a rare. It should be a common, just so I can have lots of them. But I'm sure I'll pull enough. But yeah, definitely this card is very, very good. Probably better than Moonlight Funeral Fang, but it's not an ignition, so that's, I guess, fair. Ignition events are kind of weird because, like, you can ignition event and kill something and then ignition a card and play it over it, so it's pretty good. Yeah, so this will be the black section. Pretty decent 14 minutes, considering I didn't have to talk about much except for, like, a few of the big cards. So yeah, see you guys next time for the next section, which will, next section, which will be last section actually for green. So see you guys later. Bye.